Okay, this video is on primary chords. Now, the information you're going to learn on this video assumes that you already have watched the video and have an understanding of inversions. So if you've not watched the video on triads and inversions, or if you don't understand triads and inversions, then this video will be a little bit difficult. So go ahead and make sure you watch those first and understand that because I will not be explaining the inversions in here. I'm just going to be explaining the primary chords. So I'm going to draw us a staff here. Our 5 lines and 4 spaces. And I'm going to use a bass clef staff for now because that's usually what we first start playing our primary chords in is our left hand in the bass clef. There are 3 main chords or 3 primary chords that make up a lot of pieces. You can play a lot of pop music, country music, praise courses, hymns, folk tunes. A lot of those are made up with just 3 chords. And then a lot of other pieces have those 3 chords, and then of course there's other chords that go in the pieces as well. But the simple pieces a lot of times only have harmonically 1, 4, and 5. So of course this is the Roman numeral for 1, this is the Roman numeral for 4, and this is the Roman numeral for 5. And that's usually the way you're going to see these in our music. So if we're in the key of C major, okay, this is a bass clef staff. So we're going to start with a C here. There's a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. There is our C major scale. Our 3 primary chords are built off of the 1, the 4, and the 5 of the scale. So in this case, if we number these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, then those are the scale degrees of the C major scale. Then our 1 chord, of course, would be a C major chord. So our 1 chord would be off the C. Our 4 chord, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 interval of a fourth from C to F is a fourth. F, A, and C, that's an F major chord. This is the C major chord. And our 5 chord, you got an interval of a fifth from C up a fifth is to G, or you can just count up the scale to 5. And a G major chord would be our G chord, would be our 5 chord. So our 1 chord is C, our 4 chord is F, and our 5 chord is G. And you can do that in any key. So we're going to do a couple different keys just so you understand this, and then we'll talk about how we invert these chords to play them in positions that you are traditionally play them in when you're first learning these. So if I draw another bass clef, I'll draw a bass clef, and we're going to say we're in the key of G major now. So G major, what's in the key signature of G major? 1 sharp, an F sharp, so I'm going to put it right here. There's our F sharp. And so we're going to start on that G, because we're G major, I'm going to go G major scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. This is an F sharp because it's in the key signature, but I'm going to bring it over just so you can see it. Okay, that's our G major scale. Well, our primary chords are still going to be 1, 4, and 5. So for the 1, it's going to be a G chord. So if we looked at our scale here, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's our G major scale. So the 1, of course, is going to be G. So G, and then you just build the triad on that, which is a third above and a fifth above. So 3 line notes or 3 space notes in a row makes the major triad for these major scales. So the 4 chord, you go up a fourth, an interval of a fourth from G is C. Now you remember earlier, our C major chord was a 1 chord. Well, if you're in the key of C, it is a 1 chord. But now we're in the key of G major, so now you have to start on G as 1, and you count up. And now our 4 chord is a C chord. So G is our 1 chord, C is our 4 chord. Well, that's the 2 better. And our 5 chord would be built off of the D. D, F sharp, and A. F sharp because the sharp's in the key signature. So I'll just bring it over so you can see it. And our 5 chord would be a D chord. You got the interval of 5th from G, you get to 5. So you see how this works? It's the 1, the 4, and the 5 chord of whatever key that you're in. Do one more, a little quicker, not as much explanation. I'm going to draw our staff, put a bass clef here. And we're going to say we're in the key of F major now. F major, which has a B flat in the key signature. So I'm going to draw a B flat down there. So our F, I'm going to start out with this low F below the bass clef. Bottom line's G, right below it's the F. Okay? F, G, A, B flat. So I'm going to bring the flat over just so you can see it. C, D, E, and F. So there's our F major scale. So you'd pause the video a second, see if you can figure out what's going to be the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chords. Pause the video, try to figure that out. Okay, now let's look at this and see if you were able to figure this out correctly. The 1 chord would be an F chord because F is the first note in the F major scale. So if we're looking at the number our scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. It's an easy way to do it. F major is our 1 chord. Go up an interval of 4th to the B flat, B, B, and F would be our 4 chord. That's supposed to be a 4, B. And our 5 chord would be built up. See, now our C is our 5 chord. There. So remember, when we were in the key of C major, C was our 1 chord, in G major it ended up being our 4 chord, and here it's our 5 chord all of a sudden. So that's how you find the 3 primary chords in a key. You don't have to draw a staff out to figure all of these out. If I put a D here, and I said we're in D major, you could easily think, well, if we're in D major, the 1 chord is going to be a D chord. That's going to be the 1 chord. Okay, well, what's an interval of a 4th up from D? Well, a 4th up from D is A. So A would be our 4 chord. And if you went an interval of a 5th up from D, our 5 chord, you'd go 5 up from D. Excuse me, I messed up, sorry. Our 4 chord would be G, and our 5 chord would be the A. Sorry about that. Trying to think ahead of myself a little bit. But so you go an interval of a 4th up from D, you get to a G, so our 4 chord is a G chord. And if you go an interval of a 5th up from D, you get to an A, so our 5 chord is an A chord. So that's how you figure that out. Let's just pick one more to do like this. If we did a major, if we keep A major, our 1 chord, of course, is now going to be A major. So our 1 chord is A major. Our 4 chord, you would go an interval of a 4th up from A. So what's a 4th up from A? It would be D major. And what's a 5th up from A? Would be E. So that would be our 3 primary chords, 1, 4, and 5.